And so it begins.
It's the Hill today on the YouTube channel. Oh, hell yeah.
Today, we're back working on the Yamaha DX. We're going to be doing some wiring. We're going to go through all the wiring. I got the schematic. We're going to check out, make sure all the connections are right. We have some wiring right here that needs to be dealt with. We got some parts in. We got a brand new ignition for it. I need to probably figure out what light was right there and source that. We've got some brake work still to do. We've got exhaust work to do. Oil change to be done. You know, really, besides all that, it should be good to go after it. Throttle's still holding up really good from the last video. It's kind of nice to have that and see that back on there. Still waiting on a couple parts for her, but we're going to go ahead and start by getting it cleaned up. So it's time to get her cleaned up today, huh? Get her looking good. We'll see what parts are actually still have the original powder coat on them and what doesn't, you know? So I'm going to put you on a tripod, do a time lapse, and we're going to get on it. Well, I've decided that I am going to go ahead and remove the air box. The other day in the last video when we started it up, it was running really good and idling. But then when I reconnected the air box, it just seemed like it was struggling to idle. You know, messed with the air screw a little bit. Didn't seem to really do much to it. So I'm wondering if we're plugged in here somehow. As you can see, it's seen its share of mud, and upcoming videos you're going to actually see where we took this thing out to Roush's and we raced it and rode it and did all kinds of stuff. That is before all this. So this is the aftermath that we're kind of already dealing with here on the videos. But I wanted to get some videos up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, put you back on the stand. We're going to go ahead and start disassembling that. And then that way we can clean the wiring up too and get all that jazz going. So let's get back into it. Well, it's definitely a good thing that I took that off, because if you look, see the puddle here? That's all gasoline that came right out of the thing. So the carburetor had been kicking some gas back into the old air intake there. So we're going to have to go through that whole thing, clean her up, make her like new, maybe put some paint on it. We'll see. Now I can get into the shock and everything. It'll be a lot easier to do. We got to go through the frame here and make sure that there's nothing plugged in that. And then we get to go through and clean up all the wiring. Yay, yay. You know, very rarely on these field finds, barred finds, ATVs. I mean, look at this wiring mess I got going on here that I got to deal with. But very, very rarely do we actually have all the original wiring and all the original components. You can see under here. Here's your rectifier, starter relay. It's just odd for me to see that everything is here except for the ignition. So yeah, we're gonna be gutting into the wiring here. First thing I want to do is go through and get all the mud off of it as much as possible. I've already got quite a bit of it cleaned up. Still got to deal with that guy, but that's a finishing process. We want to get the wiring all set up so that way we can see if the battery is going to turn the old starter. So I'm going to get all that cleaned up, and then I'll bring you back and we'll start digging into it. All right, guys. Okay, so after going through all the wiring and just kind of giving it a good once-over look, the only part that seems to be missing is this part right here, which goes to the ignition. So I'm wondering, we got to go through and we got to put some ends on these and get it all ready to be connected to a battery. But I'm wondering if we just replace the ignition. Right here, we got a brand new ignition, fresh from eBay. I'm wondering if we just rewire all this up, if it'll start. What do you guys think? Let's find out. Okay, so we got a moment of truth happening right now. We got a battery all hooked up. We got all the wiring fixed. So when I turn the key on, the green light does come on. We hit this, let's see what happens. Oh, that's what we wanted right there. Now this battery does not have a lot of juice, but I just wanted to see if it would turn it over. And it does. So all right. Okay, so successful test of the starting system. Everything worked. Everything's wired. We've got that all done. We're going to take this off and redo the paint on that. Next, we're going to go ahead and reassemble our brake because we have our brake and everything completely rebuilt, all set to go. So we're going to go ahead and put this bad boy back together. Add some color to the back of this thing right here. So we're going to get to it. nature of trying to find ways to do things better, we have gone out and bought ourselves a little setup for doing some powder coating. We got some parts in there right now. The system's pretty cool. I built this little table today. Seems to work pretty good so far. What I'm powder coating right now is going to be the caps there to the handlebar mounts. Matte black. We'll see how they turn out. Well, we got the parts out of the oven. We're going to let them cool for a little bit, and then we're going to reinstall them back on the ATV. It turned out pretty good. It was a pretty awesome way to do things. Just being able to do it right here in the shop, not have to send it out to be powder coated. You know, it's always something that needs to be powder coated. So we'll see after they cool how they look. Here's the finished product. Looks pretty good. I don't know how durable this cheap powder is, but eventually we'll be getting some really good powder and using that. We're going to install these back on the 3-wheeler on the DX here and see how they look. Yeah, so all in all, I gotta say I'm pretty happy with that. It turned out pretty good. I'm gonna try to dig up a picture of what they looked like before. I didn't take a picture. They were pretty chewed up like the rest of this powder coat. Now it looks pretty much brand new. Well, it's just the little things. I love the little things. It makes my day because I'm gonna be staring at that all day long as I'm riding this thing. So I want it to look nice. Next is gonna be the keypad for the control cluster. We gotta get that out of there and repowder coat that. Anyway, moving on. Okay, here we are. We're gonna get into the air box here of the DX and see why I was having trouble breathing. I'm pretty sure. Yep, look at that. There's a nest in there, and I think there's a dead mouse in there. Okay, so yeah, that'll be a good reason why it wouldn't breathe. So we'll get this cleaned out and get her all cleaned up and back on the machine. So now we've got the air box all cleaned out, we can see that old mouse has had his way with this, and I can't believe that this thing has been ran like that. I guess that's what you get for not checking your air filter, huh? We're going to go ahead and close this video out right here. We still got quite a bit of work to do on the air box there. We're going to have to go all the way through it, clean it completely out, rinse it, drain it, do all that stuff. And then we're going to have to figure out something with that air filter. Air filter is completely shot, I guess. And then we got to work on the brush guard. And we got to do some grinding on that and some painting on that. But we'll save that for another episode. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh man, hillbilly hot. Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!